You ever feel like you're walking through life without a map? Like you're moving, but you're not really going anywhere that matters? You look around, and it seems like everyone else has their life together, like they have a plan or a purpose. And then there's you, drifting, second-guessing, wondering if you're doing something wrong. You chase goals that don't excite you, commit to routines that don't fulfill you, and live each day hoping that eventually things will just click. But the truth is, you're not lost because you're doing something wrong. You're lost because you've been following a path that was never really yours. From the moment you're born, you're handed a script. Go to school, get good grades, find a stable job, get married, buy a house, have kids, work hard, and then, what? Hope you find happiness somewhere along the way. Nobody really asks you what you want. They just expect you to follow the blueprint. And so you do, not because it excites you, but because it's what you're supposed to do. And slowly, without realizing it, you start living someone else's version of life. You take on expectations that were never meant for you. You suppress dreams that feel too risky. And you wake up one day realizing you don't recognize the life you've built or the person you've become. You feel disconnected, not because you're lazy or broken or unmotivated. You feel lost because you've been living out of alignment with who you really are. Your soul is craving something more, something real, but you keep feeding it noise, distraction, and expectations. You scroll through other people's lives trying to figure out your own. You compare their curated highlight reel to your behind-the-scenes mess, and it leaves you feeling even more disconnected. The world keeps telling you to hustle harder, to chase success, to stay busy. But deep down, you're not looking for more to do. You're looking for something that makes you feel alive. Here's the truth. Feeling lost isn't a sign that you're off track. It's a sign that you're finally waking up. When you feel lost, it means your old ways of living no longer fit. The mask you've been wearing is too tight. The version of yourself you've been performing is exhausting, and your soul is calling for a reset. Not a breakdown, but a breakthrough. The reason you feel numb or tired or empty isn't because you're failing. It's because you're done pretending. You're done forcing yourself to care about things you don't. You're done trying to be everything for everyone. You're ready to reconnect, to purpose, to meaning, to yourself. But that kind of clarity doesn't come from reading another self-help book or copying someone else's morning routine. It comes from silence, from stripping away everything you thought you had to be and asking yourself, what do I want my life to feel like? Not what it should look like, what it should feel like. Do you want peace, freedom, impact, adventure, connection? Once you know the feeling, you can start designing a life that actually supports it. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to stop pretending that the way you're living now is enough. Stop settling for distractions disguised as goals. Stop filling the void with noise and numbing, and start listening to what your life is trying to tell you. That tension you feel, that low-key restlessness, that's not depression. It's direction. It's your body, your intuition, your spirit, all trying to get your attention. You don't need a new job or a new relationship or a plane ticket. You need to come home to yourself. You need to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. You need to stop asking everyone else what they think and start trusting that inner voice you've been ignoring, the one that whispers, "There's more for you than this." The path forward won't be clean. It won't be linear. You'll try things and fail. You'll change your mind. You'll outgrow people and versions of yourself you thought were permanent. But that's not a sign you're lost. That's a sign you're evolving. Because real growth looks like confusion. It looks like making decisions without certainty. It looks like creating your own compass from scratch. And that takes courage. You don't need to be found. You're not broken. You're not behind. You're just waking up to a deeper truth, that your life is yours to build. Not your parents, not your friends, not society's. Yours. And the moment you stop outsourcing your purpose is the moment you start to find your way back. Not to the version of you that fits in, but the version of you that feels real, whole, alive. You feel lost because you've outgrown the script. And that's a good thing. Now, it's time to write your own.